Alright, what's up guys? Today's video is going to be about how to prepare for a track day, what you need to bring, what you need to do to your car, basically just how you can try and do everything possible to make sure you have a good time.
Just a little disclaimer, all the rules and stuff we're going to be going over today and how to tech your car is specific to summer track days. I do believe that they follow SCCA requirements, but make sure before you go to your first track day that you're following all the rules that they require. Alright, so we're going to be going over how to make sure your vehicle is prepared for the track. So I went ahead and printed off the tech sheet from summer track days. And this goes over driver safety, brakes, wheels, tires, etc. on how to make sure your car is safe enough to go on track. So one of the steps is to make sure your trunk is clear of all loose items and that your battery is secured tightly. As you see, we did take the battery out of my car, but we would be securing it tightly with metal brackets, not zip ties, so it doesn't fly around while you're scooting around the track.
Alright, so next you're going to want to make sure that kind of all your safety stuff inside the vehicle is good. So you're going to want to make sure that you have proper seat belts or harnesses depending on what seats and stuff you have. Make sure that your seat is secured properly. And that if you have a convertible, and you should probably check the rules on this, that you have a roll bar if needed.
Alright, so we're going to be looking at the brakes here. So we're looking at the pad life, and we want it to be about half life or longer, and it is. They look great to me. And then we're just going to kind of looking around at the rotor, make sure there's no cracks or discoloration, which looks good to me. And then you would just kind of look around at the caliper, and we don't see any brake fluid leaking, especially all the way back here. Looks good to me. And then while we're here, we'll go ahead and look at the wheel. There's no cracks or anything structural damage. Looking at the wheel tread, so that looks okay. I don't know where the wear bars are on this car. Looking at mine, my tires look good. That's not my car. I claim that it's okay. Where are my wear bars? So my wear bars are right here. We're looking okay. There's a little bit of maybe like a couple 30 seconds of distance tread life left, but everything's going in the right direction. Tires don't have any excessive cracks or anything. The wheels look good. So I would say this is good for the track.
Okay, so trying again. You can see on mine that the wear bars are right there and the tread's kind of there. So these are, they have a little bit of life left, but will definitely need to be changed soon. All right, so something else you are going to want to check is to make sure that your wheel bearings and ball joints are good. And to do that, you're going to want to shake the wheel side to side and make sure there's no play, and then up and down and make sure there's no play as well. So this is good. If you have play in either of those, you will definitely want to get those replaced before going out on track.
All right, so we're in the car now and we're going to check a few things. We're just seeing if the steering wheel has no excessive play, which it feels nice and firm to me. Next, that the brake pedal's firm, which it feels great to me. And that your gas pedal has great response, which it does. It comes right back right away. There's no sticking. Everything's great. And then all right, so moving on to under the hood. First off, we're gonna check the brake fluid, which it's pretty good. DOT4 is recommended. And when you open this, you see the color is great. If you have a manual car, you'll want to check your clutch fluid, which this is full, but it is, whoops, absolutely disgusting. So we'll need to change that before our next track day. Oh, let me get that back on.
All right, so you are also going to want to check your power steering, which you can't really see, but my car has a dipstick and you can see it's full, and you'll want to make sure it's clean as well and that there are no leaks from anything. And then you will also want to check your coolant overflow tank. Mine's right about in the middle, so that's good. And basically just make sure there are no leaks or anything under your car where you park it every night.
Yeah, so at least on our Miatas, we've noticed oil leaking from around the valve cover, but this is looking great to us. And then while we're here, we'll go ahead and check the oil level. And since the car's been sitting, we don't need to wipe this off. As you can tell, we're pretty low in oil. We'll need to add some before our next track day. So moving on to a couple of etc. things, we like to mount a GoPro in our car, and we also like to have our phone in the car to look at our lap times. So in a Miata and anything with a roll bar, it's actually a really secure and awesome place to mount your GoPro right here. It's not going to come flying at you. You're not going to have any issues with it. It's behind the driver. As for my phone, I've mounted it here to the windshield. As you can see, the suction cup mount, or the suction cup like residue. That's a decent place if you get a high quality one. You just want to make sure that that stuff is secure and not going to come flying at you or distracting you while you're on track. A lot of the tracks ask that you start your recording and start your lap timers before you even get into the pit exit. Yeah, just make sure nothing's going to go flying around your car. I've accidentally left like a water bottle or something in here. Make sure your car is as empty as it can be, inside and in your trunk. Just no distractions, nothing in your way, nothing going to make you have to swerve your car trying to get something out. Another thing that we do have to know is to take your floor mats out so you don't get your foot stuck or the mats up underneath your gas pedal or anything. Most tracks require it, but we also very much recommend it. So, yeah.
So another thing you're going to want to check, and this has happened to me before, you are going to want to make sure that your hood is fully secured. As in, if you do this, it's not. So you want to make sure that it's all the way down. It's not going to come up and loosen on track. Another kind of little safety thing you want to do is make sure that your wheels are torqued. Make sure you have a torque wrench. It's good to check your wheels before the track and after every session. Some manufacturers are a little different depending on the car. I like to do about 85 foot-pounds, and it's tight. Okay, so now we're talking about what you need to be prepared for the track. Starting with your clothing.
So you need long pants. Shorts are not allowed at all on track. I think 100% cotton is recommended. Polyester, if you happen to catch on fire, will melt to your skin. And obviously you don't want that. So yeah, you want long pants and you want closed-toed shoes. Preferably no mesh or anything that isn't super strong. We usually wear Vans or Converse on track days. They are the tightest to your feet, and we get the best for feeling the clutch and the brake pedal and the gas pedal. And that just works out for us.
Yep. A little note on pants. Usually track days happen in the summer when it's hot. Loose sweatpants and put shorts underneath. Yep. So as soon as you get off the track, you can just pull the sweatpants off, and that helps a lot when it's 90 degrees outside.
Yep. So the track days that we run through, you're allowed to wear a t-shirt. I know some tracks recommend or require wearing long sleeves. There's no fire suit or anything necessary, although caring about your safety, it's not the worst idea. Talking about fire safety, we also have fire extinguishers in both vehicles, and we would recommend that, but it is not required. They are both mounted to our roll bars, or you can do a mount underneath your seat or anywhere else your car may allow.
Really just anywhere easily accessible.
Yeah.
On that note, another thing, we like to wear driving gloves. This is partially just because your hands start to sweat. They can maybe get a little slippery on the wheel. But
yeah, they
also
have little grips.
Yep. Rubber, so it helps. Also though, if you spend a little bit more money and get actual SFI certified gloves instead of just karting gloves, they are fireproof for a few seconds. I'm not sure what the exact certification is, but in the event that something in your engine bay goes on fire, you can quickly hop out and open the hood. You have a fire extinguisher. You can open the hood without worrying about burning your hands. So that's definitely something to think about.
Yep. All right, so moving on to helmets. We both have a little bit different helmets. Mine is a Conquer and his is a Race Quip. They are both Snell S8 certified. Mine is from 2020, so this is good until 2030. And his is from 2015, so late next year he will have to get a new helmet. every 10 year or every
Every
5 years.
They come out with a new certification.
Yeah, in October.
Yep. Every 5th year October they come out with a new certification, which is then good for 10 years. So mine, since it's 2015, next year is 2025. I need to get a new one. But since we're talking about 2025 October, the SA 2025 ones come out, which are then good until 2035.
Yep. I do believe with summer track days that DOT certified helmets are allowed on track, but just make sure a lot of tracks don't allow DOT helmets. They do have to be SNELL SA certified. Attached to my helmet is a Hans device. Hans is head and neck restraint, or head
and neck safety. I'm not super
something
sure.
like that. Yeah. So this will go around my neck. Here, I can put it on really quick. And my harnesses will go through here, and this is so my head can't snap if I were ever to occur in an accident. This is not required, but it is recommended.
But it's definitely something that is going to depend on what kind of car you have and what's done to it, because if you have regular style seat belts, you cannot use this style Hans. They do make a hybrid type that works with regular seat belts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the hybrids do go like around your chest, and it will support your neck that way. But like I said, only a recommendation. Safety is first. So yeah.
Okay, so here's going to be most of the stuff that we always try and bring to the track. Starting with, obviously, as we went over before, helmet. Gloves for us is a requirement. You may not need them, but then screwdrivers, wire cutters, coilover wrenches. You never know what you're going to need to do with the track. Jumper cables just in case. Zip ties because they fix everything. An impact gun, usually good for if you need to take off a wheel really quick or something like that. Air compressor, you sometimes want to check your tire pressures, adjust, raise, lower, that's great. Torque wrench, torquing your wheels like we talked about before. A general tool set, wrenches, sockets, ratchets, that kind of thing. On that note, if there's any like specialty tools that you like to use, I have a few very specific ratchets that I like, bring those. Jack and jack stands, always a good thing to have. In our case, the cars are pretty low, so we have these custom ramps that we built to drive up on so that we can actually get the jack under the car. Then we also have this super cool nut and bolt set. It has come in handy plenty of times. Even at home working on the cars, it's way cheaper than running the Ace every time you need a bolt, but super handy at the track in case you need something. Plenty of different sizes of bolts, wire cutters, and more zip ties. This is like the Adam LZ kit, but you can get a regular kit just from boltsandnuts.com. And then another good thing is spare parts. We usually just bring brake pads. That's a good thing to have if there's anything that you know your car kind of consumes or breaks fairly frequently for whatever reason. Good thing to bring. And then for everybody, sunscreen and water, two of the most important things, because these track days somehow always end up being 90 degrees. And like I said, those are the two most important things. And then also a camping chair on the same lines. The day gets really long, and when you're not on track, you're gonna wanna be able to sit down and just hang out. Yeah, and just whatever other kind of things that you may need or things that you frequently use when working on your car, good things to bring. Along the same lines, some extra oil, extra fluids, brake fluid, coolant, oil, like I said. Just especially for your first few times, over prepare, bring whatever you think you may need. And yeah, it's always better to be safe than sorry, so.
All right, so I went ahead and compiled a lot of these items here that you'll need for your track days and put them on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Feel free to check it out, track day list. Just trying to help anyone trying to prepare for a track day on what they might need and might need to prepare for. Hope to see you out there.